my name is Rogério Paiva 5, and today we're gonna talk about 5 tips that every preacher should know. Why? Because sometimes the preacher feels that the people are not open their hearts during the message. And one of the main reason is because usually the preacher, you and me, starting pointing finger toward people, say that the people about they are not doing certain things. For example, if you're talking about love, perhaps you start to say, you don't love the world, don't love the word of God, the word doesn't has love, the world is, and you start pointing fingers toward people, and of course the audience is starting on the mind, close on the mind, and accusing others one. So what if you change our idea of a message and start talk about ourselves? Yes, talk about ourselves about that topic. For example, me, I'm the preacher, and then I start talking about me and the situation. So if I'm talking about love, if I start to say that in a lot of situations I don't express the love of God, so if I open my heart and say about my weakness, certainly the audience is gonna open the heart also and gonna pay attention and gonna have the interactions with me, because they're going to identify themselves in me if I open my heart. And the proportions that I open my heart, the audience is going to open their heart. So the first tip is talk about yourself and your weakness, about the topic that you are preaching, and be sincere and tell about you. Second step is talk about we. So if you start, after you say about yourself, about how do you feel toward that word, the topic of the message, and then you start talk about we. So we include you and the audience and the world. How do you live the word of God? How do you live the topic about the love? And after talk it, after you prepare the way, talk about yourself, about we, and not in accusation topic, but explain the real situations. You introduce the word of God, what God says and his word, and then you explain about the words of God, so the people are going to be open to hear what God wants to them. And after it, after you talk about first tips is talk about yourself, include we, and then talk about God. The fourth one is say about you. Now in this time of the message, is time for you talk about then what God would they have the attitude, what the attitude that you can have. So I, we, God, you, and finally you finish the message, you talk about we, what we together could do. Wonderful things would be happen if we practice together. So besides you starting your message accusing, using you, talking about the people, accusing other ones, would be different if you start to talk about yourself, about me, and say I. Do you remember the other part? We. The other one is God. The fourth is you, and finally we. So I hope to have help you, and if you can write your commenter here down this video, or even you can explain another methodology that you use during your messages. So I hope to help you to spread the word of God. Thanks so much for being with me. Goodbye. See you later.